Number 6, Solo.
I watched that today, actually.
Oh, it's fresh in your mind, Mark. Share your...
It's the first half of the movie felt just bland. I really did not like it. The second half of the movie, really good. I liked it. I was impressed. It went from just being, like I say, generic to having like an actual twists and turns, and like there was some backstabbing going on, and it made him feel like a good character. The first part of it seemed like it was world building, yes, but the way they introduced the character seemed forced. And at the end, it was like, oh hey, that's kind of neat. Oh hey, that's kind of cool. I mean, Woody Harrelson with dual blasters is just, that's like a fangirl dream of mine. But anyhow, the scene.
At least it's got a clip into your psyche there.
Wow.
But seeing the enemy with like the little like lightsaber blades or like laser blades, or what the hell they were neat. Yeah, they were.
This is the one I've seen least. I've only seen it once.
This is probably the one.
I've also only seen it once.
I liked it, but I don't remember where I ranked it. I don't remember any of my rankings except from 1 and 2.
I haven't seen it still.
Did I rank that one like before the prequels, correct? So it's like
You ranked it 7th.
7th on the list. Yeah. Okay.
I liked Solo. I thought it was a good movie, but it's almost like it's a heist movie. It's not a Star Wars movie. You know what I mean? And I can appreciate that.
It's a heist
like,
movie set in the Star Wars universe, which is kind of fun because
That's
that's
what
something you
Solo,
have.
Solo is.
Well, yeah.
Much like Rogue One, which we'll talk more about it, but they
talk more about it.
they both they're different, but they fit. They don't feel like they are just shoehorned in to me. They
Yeah.
feel like they connect well.
Nice to see something that doesn't focus on Jedi.
Yeah, very much.
I mean,
Yeah, it's like I ranked it right above the prequels, but that is in no way to indicate that they are like, it's like, it's
Like, I
number
would say
7, but
5.
7 is up here.
Like
And,
I said, I liked the movie.
I wrote in there that I needed to see it again, and I liked what's her name, Emily.
Amelia Clark.
Amelia Clark. I liked her character.
The twist in that movie was.
I thought,
really awesome.
I thought everybody was great. I thought the casting was great. Aaron Reich, Han Solo.
Did a good job, I thought. It took me a while
About
to
15
warm
to
up.
20 minutes maybe, where you're kind of like you're not sure, and
Yeah.
then eventually it's like, okay, yeah, no, he's perfect as Han
Yeah.
Solo. Love it.
Yeah, there's a few of his lines that he put across as like perfect old Han Solo.
And seeing him, form his relationship with Chewie was great. Donald Glover as Lando is
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
That's the best character.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They started introducing him. I was like, they put fucking Billy D. Williams in here? Nope, that's Glover. Okay, neat.
Can we say his name? Spoiler alert. It's still fairly yeah.
Since that's
Yeah,
the most recent one, I'll put a spoiler alert like big cross screen.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the fact that all of a sudden Darth Maul just appears out of
Right.
nowhere again. That was
And
one of those ones where
there's
it's
like lore behind what happens to him, and like how he's insane if you read the lore. Like he's gone off the deep end and he hates Obi-Wan, and so that I hope they add Obi-Wan. I hope it's not Ewan McGregor. I hope they add him in whatever the next Solo.
there's gonna be a
Yeah,
next
he's
Solo.
And this cash cow is riding that train.
Except that was the one that the Star Wars film that made the least amount of money ever.
After The Last Jedi, and Solo, I don't know if they're gonna make any more.
Oh, they'll make
Star Wars stories.
Well, I think they will, and honestly, what I'm thinking is they're going to kind of keep track of how well Solo's doing on Blu-ray and streaming and all that stuff, and if it's kind of gaining some
when you say it
ground.
made the least amount of money, how much money are we actually talking?
Oh, it made more money than you and I are able to see in
Yeah,
our
like,
lifetimes.
are we
But
talking-
comparatively to Star Wars, it didn't meet Disney's expectations.
Yeah, but I mean, we're still doing better than majority of other films.
Like one of the Disney execs said is that maybe we're doing this too much. We need to slow down our
And that's,
And
Don't get me
that's-
wrong.
that's-
I want to see.
that's a true
I want to
point.
see another Solo, especially after
Yeah.
Maul shows up. I want to know what's you kind of set yourself up for a sort of trilogy, another trilogy probably, but we'll see what happens.
And I heard also they were doing the next one. They will do when they eventually do it is Boba Fett.
I just heard that got
I
canceled
heard
like
that
the other day.
canceled also.
Yeah.
So
Disappointment. I know. I guess that.
I'm fine with there
I'm
not being
fine with there not
being a Boba Fett movie. Yeah, I mean,
It could totally be like a heist film, except he just goes kill.
now you're just doing the Mandalorian, which is you can just new Boba Fett just deal with
do the
everything.
Mandalorian War or do something else. I mean,
Yeah. No, there's
And there's-
tons of stories to draw.
It's gonna be a Netflix show, isn't it? Mandalorian.
It's going to be on Disney's new streaming
Oh,
service.
okay.
oh god. So it's
Why
like
do you think that
$90 a month.
all of these Marvel films have been getting canceled
Yeah.
by Netflix? Because that Marvel went to Netflix and went, "You're going to give us a retarded amount of money." No, you're not. Okay, that's fine. They'll go on our service. And that's more or less what happens. The only series I expect to continue to see on Netflix will be Daredevil.
Well, it's now they're talking about doing Marvel shows on the Disney streaming service that actually have the big name or the stars
no,
from
that's-
the movies.
That's
So,
exactly.
like Falcon and Bucky, Buddy Show and Scarlet Witch and Loki and so
Gross.
Disney's got lots of money.
Gross.
Yeah.
Sometimes we should just leave it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Solo is Solo didn't blow me away, but it was an entertaining film and it was fun.
And with Chewie in there, like that just it was. It fit well.
The interact, like Han, Lando, and Chewie, together, young, all do fun stuff. It's great.
The weird space tentacle monster made me giggle a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
It was like,
All right.
That's not how I thought the.
I haven't seen this film, so I'm just learning.
The Kessel Run.
That's not how I thought the Kessel
Kessel
Run was
Run,
going to
Yeah,
be.
it was a great. Yeah, I mean that
It was
was
pretty imaginative.
to see that, and I liked the robot.
Oh,
Yeah.
Elf.
Yeah,
Wheat.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good addition, and how like all of a sudden she's like, "I gotta free my brethren," and you're little like, "Oh, this kind
Oh
of."
yeah, that's a great bit. That
Why is it that they can write droids so well, but people not so much?
they did a pretty good job.
They
with
did.
those.
I'm just saying, like, if
I mean,
if you
especially
look at the whole arc of all of them.
Especially considering the behind the scenes disaster that Solo, almost became.
Right.
Like they managed to pull off something good out of it. So
don't look, I can't perform when people are watching.
Yeah. Maybe they should have do Boba Fett after he gets cracked up by Sarlacc.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah. How do you pick that one up?
They did just for.
The basement streaming service will pick this up. Whoever wants to film it.
You know what?
Welcome to our fan fiction club.
You know what I want to see in the next Star
Totally
Wars is
not
another
gonna see
is a like bigger Starlight, just like jewel bug.
wait till episode 9.
Yeah.
Jewel
Are
bubbles
we
and
done
sand.
discussing
Or an
Solo?
elder crab dragon, but
I think have we said our piece on Solo?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
so.
think
It's
so.
not a great. It's not great.
It's really new.
It's a competent it's a fun Star Wars film. It's a fun film set in the Star Wars universe,
I haven't
entertaining.
had enough time to ruminate and find out things that I hate or love about it. So I mean,
Well, that's kind of it. I don't,
One other thing about the Solo before we go is that the start of it, it felt like it was directed by Ron Howard, right?
yeah.
And it felt very like safe, like there's nothing bad gonna happen. And
Well, it's kind of the whole movie in general
Well,
is
yeah.
pretty safe.
But like it just seemed like they're doing stuff. Okay, they're doing more stuff. It's not even that like it's cute to see. But then a little ways through, it's like, oh hey, there's an actual twist. Oh,
there's a couple
okay.
twists.
Yeah, and it's like that's
Good
when it's
twists.
like,
Well
hey,
written
yeah.
twists. So you don't get in Star Wars. You don't get.
Well, it was fun to all the little things where like they don't. Some of them they don't necessarily. Well, some of them they don't spell out. It's like, oh, that's why C-3PO says his computer speaks with a funny dialect because L337's brain is in the ship. Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
And then how
Spoilers, Stanley.
That's all right.
how Lando pronounces Han
It's
instead of Han.
it's Han. Oh, that's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so we're good
all
there.
Move on.
Yes, I believe we're good.
All right.
On the things I hate more or love more.
Well, we're going towards the things you like
no,
more.
No, we're not.
Well,
We're
Well,
going
okay,
to
no,
one.
I know there's one. There's one, and I don't know why.
There's one where it's going to be rest of the table, Ross.
Moving on to number 5, The Force Awakens. Who
Yeah.
would like to begin here?
It's a good film. Like A New Hope.
Yeah, it was I I really appreciated New Hope. I liked that. I didn't see it in the theaters because I was, I don't know.
Not born.
Not born.
You're younger
Yeah,
than
it was. Never mind.
me and Ryan are by far the oldest here, and we didn't see it in
Yeah,
theaters.
I wasn't born.
Maybe I should say they had the remastered version when I was younger. And that
Okay.
wasn't-
Okay, yeah, the special. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. That is true.
The ripe old
I
age
saw
of
those.
20,
Yeah.
But this one,
19.
I still liked. Like I thought it was so similar, but it felt unique enough, and it felt like it did the parts well that I liked about the New Hope, but didn't have the few flaws I have with the New Hope.
It was, yeah. It's,
My take on it, the first time I watched it, I related it to A New Hope, but I didn't put all that much weight in it. The second time I watched it, I didn't like it at all. I was like, oh, it's kind of just a rehash. And then that kind of disappeared. Because I understand why we got the rehash. And I understand a lot of like what happened in it, why
build
it
up that
happened, but
goodwill again.
I didn't think it was a bad movie by any stretch.
No, I don't really find any flaws in it.
No, it's an entertaining
I
film.
mean,
It's
The-
just fun.
Forrest, okay,
Finn carries that movie, and
Finn,
He
Cole,
does.
All the new
Han,
characters are great.
Well, Han did not miss a beat.
Yeah.
no, he was great.
That was one thing that struck me watching it the first time, and actually when I got my mom to watch it, she felt the same way of just like that's spot on. Harrison Ford just turns on a switch, like boop, flip the switch, and now I'm Han Solo again.
The biggest compliment I can pay that movie is that Jason and I went to go see it, and we're like, we should take our mom and dad and go see it. Like, go see it. Like, man, they had already seen it. They're like, yeah, it was great. I'm like, oh, you guys have already gone because they never go to see movies.
Right.
Holy shit! You went to go see this movie and you liked it. Wow. All right then.
Yeah, there were a lot of people that I didn't expect to go see it. Went and saw it and a lot loved it.
Well, it's kind of the elephant in the room because we were discussing it in the time in between here. We took a little short respite, and Phasma. We're going to Phasma, just briefly, and the waste of Phasma.
Sequel trilogy Boba Fett.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Episode 3, I'm hoping. Something.
Well, any of you guys watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah. it was-
Okay, so yeah, you cast Gwendolyn Christie as this cool badass character, and she basically does nothing for the entire
Yeah.
film. Good job.
I'm sure editors
Both
to me
films.
has never watched Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, and I don't know what this is probably like. What was cut out? Because speaking of editing, like maybe there are some scenes with her that
That's true.
better. But I mean, again, what you're getting here is you have this actor who can do a lot, actress, and is more than just like this stormtrooper head scene role, and
Yeah.
you just
With a shiny helmet.
Well, and there's the one really cool shot where she's got the 4 guys with the like melee weapons basically, like in the rain, and it's like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. Like I kind of expected them to be kind of like the Ginyu Force, like the
Yeah.
step before.
well, that's what C-mak was saying about how like what's the title?
Knights of Ren.
Knights of Ren, yeah, you
Yeah.
expected that. And she gets upstaged by the best stormtrooper ever to come out of. Yeah, and you realize that we've endured how many films of stormtrooper ineptitude, and all of a sudden this guy in one scene saves everything with this badass beat stick. Just
Well, that's the interesting thing about the First Order Stormtroopers is they're actually pretty competent, most of them. Like, they know how to do their jobs. When you tell them to wipe out a village, fucking wipe out a village.
Yep. And that's probably the best scene in the entire movie, is that opening scene where he stops the bolt and everyone's just like, whoa!
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You're ruining Star Wars. It's
And
like,
it's beautifully shot, and it's
Yep.
the music there.
That's something one of the great compliments I give the show is that it looked gorgeous. Like I mean, just the lighting,
Yeah.
the style,
How many planets did they go to in that one? 2? Tatooine.
If you count the first one, then they were on Jakku, then Takodana, which sounds like a space restaurant.
Yeah.
What to talk
tonight
about?
we're eating a Takodana.
So there wasn't a whole lot
Whatever
of
the
jumping around.
resistance base was.
It's 4 planets, and then you kind of see the capital before it gets blown up.
Yeah.
So yeah, 5.
But they're not like all.
And it's not forced on your throat
Yeah,
all
it's,
over the
it's
place. And
Starkiller base, the Resistance's base, Jakku and Maz Kanata's planet. That's it.
in a way, the Starkiller base stuff felt a little forced.
We keep using that same term. It's like this is about the Force or something.
But no, I mean, I understand. You gotta have you've had the Death Star prior to this in the lore time wise. You've got to have something that's super powerful. But time has passed. Perhaps put that on a spaceship,
Yeah.
and the spaceship would probably be more marketable.
Well, they do that in the next one. That in the slow chase scene, but it's not really to that level.
Yeah.
But they have the big guns on the spaceship.
Yeah.
Which they get fucked by one great scene. But anyways,
Another great thing about it is that they spent time with the characters. Like they built them up.
Mhm.
Like they didn't rush the first part of it, in my opinion.
with
Well,
good banter.
All the characters are fleshed out really well in that movie. It's like they all have personalities. They all kind of have their own like
Yeah, it was,
territory to explore, and it
it was kind of a callback to the first trilogy. You know, they didn't try to go through and like get action to keep people in trance.
I like that they didn't make Rey super powerful, but they made her strong.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought the movie was very effective in making you think that it's all about Finn, but no, it turns out it's really her the
Yeah.
whole time. Surprise!
I mean, Daisy Ridley isn't that bad to look at, in my opinion.
You're not wrong.
no, it's Peter's Finn.
That scene in the forest when she gets the lightsaber. Get goosebumps every single time.
Yeah. That's pretty epic. And
Sorry.
you go ahead.
One thing I really like is they finally show how devastating a bowcaster is.
Yeah, that's actually when Han shoots it and he's like, ooh, he just has that shocked look, and he does it so well, and it looks so like natural.
Well, that's
like,
that's what's so great about that movie is like the little build-up things it does. Because the reason that they set it up as being so powerful is that at the end when so many people complain, it's like, oh, Kylo Ren just got shot with a blaster. Oh, it's a bowcaster that they've been establishing to like shoot stormtroopers 50 feet across the room when they get hit with it.
Yeah.
And he basically flinches, and he still is able to have a lightsaber fight with somebody, even though he's been shot with the thing.
What
It's
gives
like,
me goosebumps about that movie, and I still get them even not thinking about it, is when Poe Dameron comes into that, and there's that aerial fight scene, and that is just amazing.
oh, when the Resistance
Yeah.
comes to rescue
Yeah,
Han,
and then they're coming in lower,
yep.
like, yeah, and he's just basically single-handedly.
Yeah, I've done a count. I think he shoots down like 15 ships by himself.
Yeah.
Poe's awesome.
What do you guys think about BB-8?
BB-8's great.
Like BB-8.
I do like BB. I thought I was gonna hate BB.
Yeah.
That was going into it. I'm like, we're gonna get force this cute droid.
I think they might push him a little too far in episode 8, but he's perfect in episode 7. He's just the right amount of like robot, sassy,
He's got the
sassy
snark.
baby like robot.
He's got the snark that R2D2 has,
Yeah.
but to the new generation,
Yeah.
which is it's well done, with the exception of the thumbs up lighter scene.
Oh god, I love that though. That's so
scene.
funny. It's great.
Originally I thought I was flipping them off. I'm like, even better!
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish BB-8 had subtitles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
but
I don't
that's
think he
like-
needs to because apparently everybody understands droids now in the new universe. But
That's a little flaw there.
that's all right though.
Every-
I've heard it explained like younger kids get technology more than any of us, most of us at this table. So like, of course they all understand
I mean,
what
yeah.
they're saying.
I don't
Fair
know.
enough.
Yeah.
Some of these kids these days understands their phones when they talk to them, so
God damn it,
God
Siri!
damn kids.
I'm trying to think about if there's anything that disappoints me in that movie, aside from the fact that it's closely parodied to A New Hope.
I think that's the biggest downside it has is and it's not that movie's fault.
And even if
It had to go with something safe and familiar to establish all these characters.
And it wasn't establishing these characters to us. It's establishing to the generation that is they were coming out was young where we were at.
Well, these movies are always targeted at kids. That's the thing. You're hooking the kids. They know that whether we think it's going to be bad or we think it's going to be amazing, we all go see these fucking movies when they come out in the theater. We're all there. They
Yeah.
got our money.
yeah.
You're trying to get people that
You're trying to
aren't
bring in a
going
new
to go.
audience.
Yeah, exactly.
It took 2 prequel shows for me not to go see one of the theaters, even
Yeah.
though I was. But I must give a shout out to Kylo Ren Tantrum.
That is the best scene.
Yeah.
I like
Actually,
Kylo Ren tantrums.
well, the one where he's smashing shit,
Yeah,
and the
so-
stormtroopers are down watching. I've done that at work before, where it's like they just turn around and walk away.
Oh, the audible.
Love
Yep,
it.
Yep.
The end scene with Han was brilliant.
Oh,
Done.
I was
Yep.
Tearjerker.
the audible gasp in the audience when it
Yeah.
happened. Now, knowing how Harrison Ford has been about Han Solo, I figured he was going to die because he's like, I kill him off. I don't want to
He
do
didn't
it.
want to do the movies he did,
Right.
so
So I always kind of knew that he was going to die at some
I
point in
would-
that
yeah, I
movie,
was
but it
expecting
still
it.
got me. It didn't
Yeah.
get me as much as some people in the theater, but it got me. And it's like,
Well, and just how they did it. Like, you could see in Kylo Ren's face that he's still
tormented by it,
tormented.
but he's got to do it.
Yeah.
And then hearing Chewbacca, just that
Yeah.
howl.
Oh, the whole scene is just it's done
And
really
even
well.
afterwards, the end scene with Rey and Kylo in the forest and their fight scene, well done.
Then again, it's like Luke's death in Last Jedi too. As like somebody my age, it's like that was one of my childhood heroes. He's gone now. He's never coming back, and it makes me sad.
It's good that he went the way he did, so they can't ever hurt him.
negatively affect the legacy.
We're not gonna get a
of
Hayden
this
Christensen coming through and ruining it. There's always gonna be that asterisk next to Darth Vader, like, well, what do you think about Hayden Christensen's Darth Vader? No.
He wasn't Darth Vader.
I don't know what you're
Oh,
talking
he was eventually.
And another thing about it is that
And
they
evil eyes.
they had callbacks and like build-ups and things like they show Darth Vader a little bit and like they show like throwbacks to different things like they have Chewbacca, but it doesn't. None of it feels like it's all natural.
It wasn't
Build up,
stuffed
build up.
into the film
Yeah.
to like fan service for these guys, for the old fans. It was built in.
It makes sense. If Han Solo's gonna be in the film, chances are Chewbacca's hanging around with him. So of course Chewbacca.
When they show up, I thought that was a really cool
yeah,
scene.
yeah. The movie has all those moments. The reveal of the Millennium Falcon.
No, that hunk of junk
This
over
is
there.
garbage will do.
And the Millennium Falcon scene on Jakku.
Yep.
The pilot scene, that's a brilliant shot. And great CGI. Hopefully it holds up over time. We'll see.
I think it will.
I think it will. They've gotten really good at it now. I mean, one of the movies we'll talk about, I don't know. But
It didn't.
in the
It didn't
future.
feel like the thing with that too is it didn't feel like video game.
Yeah.
Like
No.
a lot of times you have these big action-packed scenes that they do CGI, and this is a video game. That's where my mind goes. It's a cutscene, and this is a real-time event in a
Well,
video
when
game.
you
But you
get-
gotta press X.
Well, when you get the special effects company of all special effects companies
Well,
to
right.
do your special effects, they're probably gonna hold up.
I think one of the things I like the most about it is that, well, there is like hints of like a love thing happening. It's not predominant. It's not even like it might just be what we're interpreting out of it.
Well, that's just it. It seems like
He likes her.
he likes her, and you think he's attracted to her, but it kind of just morphs into this really close friendship that they have at the end,
and
and it's
perfect.
great.
And you don't need to take away from Rey's character. She's just awesome in her own.
You don't have to shoehorn in a love story if you don't need
She
it.
just can be herself, and
No, you need a big, strong man
Yeah.
to come and save her.
let me rescue her. Mm-hmm.
She had already rescued herself.
If Disney's taught us anything. The only thing I think, the one thing that I think would have been funny in the film, and this totally, like, I don't have a problem with film, I don't actually think they should change it, but when she's trying the Jedi mind trick, and she's like, you're going to leave the room, and I wish the Stormtrooper would have been like, I'm going to leave the room. Hell no, I'm not going to leave the room! And then have her do something else
Yeah.
to escape.
Fun story that was Daniel Craig. And
James Storm,
Yeah, I know.
James Bond, yeah.
I appreciate that he just wanted to be on it.
There was a lot of people who just wanted to be in the film,
Yeah.
would do anything they could to get into it. Is there anything else we need to discuss about Force Awakens? I'm sure there is. I'm sure we're forgetting stuff, but
Nah, I think we've got.
Are we ready to
We
move
all
forward?
liked it.
I'm
It's
trying to think
just
of other
entertaining
characters
fun
like
ride.
that showing up obscurely and
the Cantina guys show up, don't they? Is that-
No,
that's-
you're
that's the
thinking.
next
You're
one?
thinking. You're thinking of Rogue
Okay,
One.
yep. Okay, so we're moving on to Rogue One.
Oh well, good.
At number 4.
that upsets. This is probably the one that upsets me the most, in that it made it this slow.
It was a split batch. To be 100% honest, I really liked Rogue One.
I did too.
Watching Rogue One, there's 2 points I'll make right off the bat with Rogue One. One, it felt like a war movie, not like a space opera. like the rest of the series is. That was something that I really liked about it, but it still felt like it was part of that universe.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, watching it, felt like I was watching a movie from the original trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way it was shot, the way they used props, they didn't try to like, oh, and now they have this crazy new 14-wing fighter thing.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, you get the same old, same old.
And I really liked it. The only reason it ranked so low for me is because with Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, those have a lot of sentimental value. Just because I saw those in theaters with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
So
And there is value
yeah.
to that.
Well, I'm even talking about. To me, this movie's better than. I think I ranked it number 2. It's better than the originals by far.
You did
Yeah.
rank it number 2.
Huh?
You did rank it.
Yeah,
number
I can remove the fact of what I've seen in the originals and take away that aspect and look at them as just wholeheartedly good movies and written by and what they do cinematically. Way better in terms of A New Hope, and definitely better than Return of the Jedi. In terms of like anyone can go in and watch Rogue One and enjoy it, and you don't need a whole lot of backstory. It's just a great
You
story.
don't need any
yeah,
backstory.
yeah.
Just thinking about it, most of the Star Wars films, they build off of one another. You kind of need, you don't need it, but you enjoy it more if you see the first one to the second one and onward. With Rogue One, you can jump right in. You don't need any context. It's just a good show.
It enriches it if you have that context,
Yeah.
but
Right.
it doesn't. It's not needed. Furthermore, the characters and the actors, and there's this kind of sense of unity that every character that was in Rogue One was played by their actor, and they meshed together. It felt natural. There was no points where I thought like, no, that shouldn't fit. Even like the general who was trying to get the Death Star built, I feel that that's his calling in life, and that's what he wants. The main actress, phenomenal. I think the only thing I didn't like was the squid thing with the.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's...
I think that was the only thing I didn't like.
Did I rank this 6th?
I also really like the movie. The only reason it's what did I put it as?
I
5
put
or
it at
6?
6.
5 or 6, 6. The reason that it's that low is because I really like the other ones more. That's the only reason. It's not like I think it's a bad movie.
To me, it's like I love that film. It's a great movie. I put it above Solo. I thought it was really well done. To me, the problem is it suffers a little bit of prequelitis. It's done way better than the prequels, but it's one of those things where it's like it's taking place between stuff I already know. I know how a lot of this is going to turn out. It doesn't really feel completely necessary to me.
And that's fair.
But on the other hand, it does flesh out some of the stuff of episode. I will say this: it makes watching, like if you watch them in order, it makes watching episode 4 like a much more entertaining experience because the sacrifices of all the characters in Rogue One kind of makes what happens in A New Hope mean more.
It gives credence to like the other realm of the Star Wars universe that isn't involved with Jedi.
Let's take this Jedi and boot them out.
That-
That's
and
what I like.
that's
that
totally
they're
refreshing.
people that are normal in the sense, and they sacrifice a lot, and they wholeheartedly believe in this resistance, and it makes that all of the other movies that much better.
Well, there's like the one part of the movie where on my original viewing of it where I thought they were gonna kind of negate everything that they had been doing up to that point. When Chirrut's walking towards the lever he needs to pull, he's got that stick.
I
It's
have
like,
one with the
that's gonna turn into a lightsaber, isn't it? It's like no. Oh wait, no, it's just a stick. Okay, and now he's dead. Okay, got it. Great.
The thing I liked about that whole relationship too is you have the adept because he's a Force adept
Yeah.
ultimately, and he's like this kind of almost holier than thou, and then you have the gritty,
the grizzled lost his
veteran.
faith one. Yeah.
Yeah.
and they're the buddy duo, and it was done so well. The fact that
Speaking of characters that I would want to see in solo movies, those two just by themselves as like a buddy movie somewhere doing something that would be great. Chirrut and Baze are awesome.
And you see the Force, and this is the other point that I like about it is that you see the Force as more than just Jedi machines.
Yep.
That only the Jedis have access. No, you don't. I mean, you see it with Leia, but she could be a Jedi. I mean, you see that there's just Force Adepts people that it has meaning beyond Jedi realm, and it makes it important. All of the fight scenes are phenomenally well done. All of the battle scenes are phenomenally well done. All of the like plot devices that how you're going from one scene to another scene to another scene. There's powerful motives there, and I like this. There's lulls in the other movies. Like Return of the Jedi, I feel that there's times where I'm just like I can shut this off, and come to a scene that I like, and I don't miss anything. Whereas with Rogue One, the whole story is there. It builds continually and takes me on a journey. And that's why I rank this number 2, because it's just an amazing movie. I had no preconceptions going into it, because I was like, oh, what is this going to be? No one had any idea, like, what is Rogue One going to be? And you come out of it, you're like, holy shit, that's an amazing movie.
I actually went into it with preconceptions that it was going to be more like a special forces, we fly X-Wings, that style. And what you get is the Dirty Dozen.
I kind of thought it was going to be the heist movie that Solo ended up being.
Yeah,
that group
kinda.
was like, we got to go into this Imperial base and steal those plans. I didn't know that there'd be like a whole like ground and air offensive going on the whole time that they're trying to do this. You know, I mean, it was.
And it's gritty, dirty. Everything feels like it feels like war.
The one
And
complaint,
go ahead.
one complaint I did have is that just the main character. What was her name?
Jin.
or so.
She, at the start, like she just kind of like they didn't really show her personality much. Like they just kind of like said that she did this and this and this.
So she's closed off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean
That's kind of,
Unfortunately,
you
we're
learn more
towards the
about
end.
her as she opens up to the characters she's with.
Yeah,
You know?
that's but like I said, that's my minor complaint.
Well, and she was like essentially kind of a terrorist. And then she
Well, the rebel, you know, as far as the Empire is
guerrilla
concerned, all
soldier,
rebels,
whatever
all
you want
rebels
to
are
say,
terrorists.
freedom fighter, all right,
Yeah.
whatever. Well, you know, but that's what she was, and so you can see that that's hardened her. And then I like that the love. There was a love story there, but it didn't have to be anything more than just their feelings for it. There's no great kiss scene at the end. They're just, you know.
No, again, it's a lot like Finn and Rey in Episode 7. It's just like there's a really close friendship that formed between the two of them during this whole mission.
Might have evolved to something. And
Yeah.
something.
But you'll never know.
The last scene
they
of that,
don't.
when they're looking at the explosion coming in, beautifully
The
done.
mushroom cloud.
And then you get that like 30-second Vader scene, which
Yeah.
Oh,
Can we talk
the
about that for a
Vader
second?
scene.
Yeah, let's talk about
Yeah,
that.
let's talk about that for a
The
second.
Vader scene, just from you see Vader for the first time from just a grunt's point of view, is just terror-invoking power.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
It's true.
it completely like you hear him coming, and all of a
in
sudden
his prime.
Yeah, you, if you were a rebel trooper and Vader was somewhere, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And you know it.
I had
You have no
hopes that the
chance.
Force Adept would fight him, and now I'm glad he didn't.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they had that 30-second scene that was completely just great.
All
like,
the scenes with Vader were done sparingly, but they were all effective. Like and when he meets with Krennic
Yeah.
at his base on Mustafar, which again I also love the fact that he was on Mustafar and that's where he made his home.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is great. The one thing that's not great is Tarkin.
The
I don't-
effects
he
were
does-
pretty
he doesn't-
awful.
I don't even think that they're off. It doesn't ruin it for me.
Tarkin,
I understand where it comes from.
the problems Tarkin. Tarkin. There's moments where it works, but they always have a tendency to linger on him just a little too long, and then all of a sudden it's broken. Like the spell is broken. I'm like, ugh. But having said that, not as bad as Leia at the end of the movie. Leia's awful. It's worse than Tarkin.
But they did do all right with.
Like honestly, if they just kept doing the Tarkin, you know, like how they had it at the beginning, the first time you see him, where you're just seeing his reflection in the mirror. If they had done that, like most of the time, would be fine.
The fact that they pulled that off.
I mean, they came super close. I mean, it's mostly effective. It's just sometimes the uncanny valley just kicks in a little too much. They just
Yeah.
they want to focus on him a little.
And I
too
get where
long.
you're coming
I
from.
think that would be the only drawback of that movie. Is it's sad, and it's sad that they had to do it. But I'm glad that they kept his character.
Well,
Yeah.
if you're going to set a movie around, you know, the first Death Star and them stealing the plans, he has to be in it. He had to be in it. I get that.
They weren't as creative as I think they could have been with having him be there.
In terms of the scene shotting.
Yeah, they could have had him just be speaking off camera or like talking to somebody like.
You
I'm not
could
saying they had to do all of it.
you could shoot a lot of it like you said, the reflection without the reflection.
Or him coming over a comm. Or like having like this hologram and talking to him, and maybe just a few scenes of him in person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hologram would have cut down on the.
And you can you could inspire what you're trying to inspire by shooting over his shoulder and the underlings' reactions to him.
Mhm.
You can do those things, and I get it. I have no problem with the way it was shot, and I think it was way better than I expected.
Like I said, it's just every once in a while it takes you out of it because you're just like, oh my god, it's just what is this thing? And then the next second it's like, oh, it's fine again. It's fine.
I will say the one thing I really liked were the Death Troopers. Because to me, that's what an elite stormtrooper unit would be.
Yeah.
Just these imposing guys who can actually hit things.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that you couldn't understand what they were saying. Like they can understand each other, but nobody can understand what the hell they're talking about.
Probably aside of R2D2, the best droid.
Oh, K2SO is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
He's live action movie series K2SO or HK-47.
Yeah.
And it's
If you just called somebody a meatbag at one point, I think it would have been
Yes!
complete. Yeah.
I did like that they kind of brought the Hammerhead cruisers into
Mm-hmm.
the canon.
That was fun. Like the whole the use of it to ram the ship. Just like that whole battle is just great.
I felt it was well paced. The fact that
I was a little sad they killed everybody off.
I was sad they killed everybody off, but I kind of saw it coming in a
I
way.
can appreciate it.
In my mind, like I might have kept Bodhi alive.
Yeah.
He's since he was on the ship, he could have gotten out, but so he could carry on their story about the rest of their sacrifices. But I also get killing them all off. It's
Right.
fine. It's
And
just-
it makes it kind of more pungent, I guess.
I like also some of the War Council scenes where you see a lot of your characters that that are gonna come into like other War Council scenes. And you get kind of that homage of like that they know what they're doing and
you get your cliche. We're not gonna do this, you douchebag. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, as far as them killing everybody, the fact that Forrest Whitaker's character gets killed so early in the film.
Yep.
Like I'm
Didn't
like
drag him out.
I'm just
Especially-
like what? He's dead?
Well, especially considering that Saw Gerrera was like a big deal in the Clone Wars cartoon and stuff. It's like he had people were excited that, oh my god, he's gonna be like old Saw's gonna be in this movie, awesome, and then it's like, oh, well, I mean it was cool he was in it, but guys watch a lot of Simpsons all. You ever seen the episode where it's like set in 1980 or whatever, and Homer comes out of the theater and says, "Oh my god, I can't believe Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father," and like ruins it for people. That almost happened to us when we went to go see Rogue One. Not for us, because Jason and I had already seen it, but we took Yana, his girlfriend, and she hadn't seen it yet. And this little girl walking out of the theater, like while we're waiting, is like, "I can't believe everybody died." Fortunately, she was not paying attention, and we're like, "Boy, that's a good thing you didn't, because you almost had this 2-hour experience ruined for you." So.
That's a good point. Like all the new Star Wars when they happen, like there's
Also, a message: don't be that person.
don't be that person. When the Harry Potters came out, like people were just like,
Dumbledore dies.
they were on like World of Warcraft when I was playing it and saying it, just like blurting it out from the rooftops, and it was like, with Star Wars, nobody really did that. Like they had the embargo for like the first month.
Mm-hmm.
They're cool people. The world is full of good people.
There's always dicks out there that are gonna try to ruin things.
Yeah.
The thing is I don't know that somebody telling me that everyone was gonna die would have ruined it for me.
It doesn't bother me.
Doesn't bother me.
No, I mean it's.
I
not-
could have still gone into that film and appreciated every bit of it.
I personally would rather not take that chance of saying something that might ruin somebody's experience, so I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And that's the same way I am. But for me personally,
Well, I will still like something, but I won't like it. Like that little part will be like always ripped from my being. It's like I could have liked it a little more.
I purposely see those spoilers so I know what happens. It doesn't ruin things for me. Like books, I'll go like, oh, what's going on here? And find the spoiler and then read it anyways and still find enjoyment out of it. It doesn't bother me at all. And so I'll talk about spoilers around people and like, yeah.
One of those people.
Yep.
we're moving on to our top 3.
Yeah, surprise.
Yeah, which 3 are they? I wonder.
I wonder it's the only 3 we haven't covered.
Gee, I wonder.
And it wasn't that shocking to me.
You guys think
I wonder if it's the order that everybody puts them in.